Grizzlies and the Hawks. Let's recap some NBA action. Marc Gasol had a huge night tonight. We start with the Hawks, though. Tim Hardaway Jr., who has entered the starting lineup ever since the Kyle Korver trade, splitting the defense and going straight to the rack for the flush. That breaks a 26-all tie. Early second Grizz possession. Mike Conley Jr. lobs it up to Brandon Wright for the flush. Gives Memphis a 1-point lead. Just before the break, Memphis on the attack. Conley straight down the lane, misses the layup, but JaMychal Green flies in for the putback. Memphis up 3. Late in the fourth, Grizzlies cruising. Gasol finds Green for 3. That gives him a triple-double. Grizzlies win 103-91. Tim, anyway, you see the Grizzlies advancing past the second round with Conley and Gasol leading the way?
Right now they're in the 7th spot, so they would match up with San Antonio if the playoffs started today, but I wouldn't want to play them.
No.
You know what I mean? They play tough defense. They're going to beat you up physically. The big thing about them is they just go through scoring droughts, and you watch some of their games, you'll look up in the fourth quarter, and you're like, dude, they have 58 points. Like, they just have a tough time getting buckets. In this game, they made 10 threes. You could point to these last 2 games at the Hawks, at the Bulls, as maybe the most impressive stretch that they've played in probably about 2 months or so. They went through a little bit of a rough patch there. Their coach is kind of changing lineups, trying a little different things, but I don't want to see them in the playoffs. Now, I don't think they're good enough to win a 7-game series, but are they good enough to win 3? Maybe 2 games? I think so.
It seems like this is the same roster, though, that every year has won 45, 50 games and gotten into the postseason, but never really made much damage. I will say this, though. Marc Gasol has changed his game a little bit. You talk all the time about his ability now to step out and shoot the 3. I don't know. I don't think this is maybe his 2nd or 3rd triple-double this season. He is a guy who can affect the game in many ways. Has that added element on offense maybe made them more dangerous for the postseason?
Well, it's given them another scoring option on the perimeter because during the trade deadline, all we hear about with the Memphis Grizzlies is you got to add another scorer on the perimeter. You got to add someone else who can bang down shots. And coming into this year, he had only made 12 three-pointers his entire career. And this year, he's already north of 90.
Oh, man.
So yeah, 12 over the first 8 years of his career, 12 total threes. This year, north of 90. So he's made that adjustment to his game. I like the Grizzlies. I think the Grizzlies are going to be a thorn in anyone's side.
Agree.
If they play Golden State or if they play San Antonio, because it looks like they're going to be locked into that 7 spot. But can they win 4 games? Maybe a stretch.